Hi, it's Evan Steve with three stories I'm going to tell you, and two of them are the best way to describe it. Sometimes when someone passes away, they let you know, and that normally happens to family. Every once in a great while, it happens to me. And there were two patients I got kind of close to, and one woman in particular I got very close to, and I got to know her. I got to know her family, and we got to know each other. But she was on her way out. It took time, and the organs were starting to fail, things were going on, and I went home that night, and I got a call. I was on call, and I was on call to come back, and she passed away maybe 20-25 minutes before I got back to the hospital. And I did some prayers. I talked to the family, and then I came back to the office, and I felt really bad. I've gotten to know this woman. And it was, just when the thought that came through my mind about her, pretty vivid. I mean, a very vivid thought. The phone rang, or a message. It was dealing with a text message, and I was continuing to think about her, and the text message came a second time. And the sense that I got is that she was letting me know. I could feel it. I'll explain it to you. I could feel it. She was letting me know that she was okay. She let me know, to be honest with you, that she appreciated what I did with her. And that happens. Things happen. The second thing is there was another. I got to know the family pretty well. I didn't know the patient as well, but I got to know the family really well. And they were very dedicated to their father, and it was like, a number of people in that room all the time I went in there. And I did prayers, so on and so forth, and he was in pretty bad shape also. And what happened is that I left that night. I was on call again, and I told the family I was going to be on call. If anything happened, any changes, they're going to call me, and I'll be right back. And that's exactly what happened. I came in, I got a call, and the second time too that I missed it by maybe close to a half hour. I was trying to get through traffic, whatever, and I was trying to get back, and he passed away. Now here's the thing that is really interesting. Before, when I was I'm on call, and basically what happened is that the hospital didn't call me, I called them. The patient passed away at 7:02. At 7:03, I felt compelled to call the hospital to check on that patient. And sure enough, he passed away. And then what I did come into the hospital, and I gave kind of a long discussion about where he was going, and we always talk about it. Where they're going, the patients they're doing just fine. They're going to be just fine. Here, the family's going to have to get used to it. So I had a really consultation with them, and but it was just two times. The second time, I kid you not, it was just they were supposed to call me if there were any changes, and I just, at that 7:03, I just, was compelled to call, and that's exactly what I did. So sometimes things go on, out of the realm, out of the norm. There are the things that go on, and it was really interesting. Third story has to do with the guardian angel, and sometimes we get patients in the hospital. And you have kids that come in here, and the mother tells you a story about, a guardian. She didn't believe any of this stuff whatsoever, none. And so what happened is, we hear stories about, the kids have make-believe characters, they have make-believe friends, and so on. And sometimes it happens to do with people who are lonely, whatever. When kids are growing up, they have some adjustment, and they have these make-believe friends. But not the only case. Sometimes, but this case was really kind of different. And this one really woke the mother up. And what happened is, when she first started noticing it, she would come into the child's room, and he'd be sitting on the bed talking. And she's looking around, who's he talking to? And he's having, she's listening in the conversation. It seemed like there's a real conversation going on, the way that he was responding, and she was just so puzzled by it. And she started to worry, there's more, maybe something's very wrong with him. But she kept, every morning she would come in, during the day she'd come in, and sure enough, he's talking to something. And she doesn't know what's going on. What happens next, and the final thing, what happened next is that he was standing up, and the way that he was looking, whatever this angel, and we're going to find is the guardian angel, was very, very tall. And he leaned over to her to hold his hand, and sure enough, she held his hand, and she finally sees the guardian angel. At first, it's a circle, just a light in a circle. Then it turned to an oval shape. The way that she was driving, it turned to an oval shape. And then what happened after that? There was an actual figure that was coming out. And the way she described this guy, I mean, he was very, very polished, very, nice looking, very good looking guy, but dressed to the T. In white. Dressed to the T. I kid you not, the way she described his pants were pressed, his suit was really just, you could tell was pressed or whatever, just pristine in the way she was describing it. And the conversation between her, the guardian angel didn't have a conversation with her, he kept on a conversation with him. And what was going on in that conversation, what the guardian angel was doing was building up the child's self-confidence. And so what happened is, he was saying in the conversation, "Do you think I can do that? You think I can do that?" And this went on, and previous there was a conversation about self-confidence, and she was kind of picking up on it. She didn't know. But she finally saw the guardian angel, again, he was just pristine, just really just dressed to the T, and, they really had a relationship. And, after the guardian angel let her child know that it was time for him to leave. But before he left, he let him know, the child know, that he has a destiny. He had things to do in this life. And he was describing it, and he was, the way he was responding was indicating that something was being told to him about his future. And so, it was funny, and then it stopped. And the mother would come back, and she just now really was just, she saw the guardian angel in a way that saw the image of him and the way she described it. But anyway, the child really changed. He became more self-confident, and now, from what I understand, he's more social. He's have friends now. Before he was very antisocial, whatever, but now he's very social. And I don't know for sure on this, but he may even have a girlfriend. I don't know. Something was discussed on that. But those are 3 stories anyway, guys. And things at the hospital. Things go on. And everybody, there are, and I keep reiterating, the things that are going on in this world, but I got to tell you, the spiritual things that go on, and, I always say this to God is always with you. He is always, but always with you. And, sometimes I have the honor to have some experiences that I have, the things that go on and that affected my life, and how patients, I affect them, but they also affect me. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I appreciate your time. As always, I hope your day is going well. And thanks for watching the video, guys. I appreciate your time. Thanks again.